What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Thank you very much for joining me here on Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture show. You know, the world seems to love Joe Biden memes. They really swelled in popularity at the end of last year, and people just couldn't get enough. I think everyone was fascinated with the concept of a supposed bromance between Barack Obama and Joe Biden, whether real or imagined. There were enough hilarious photos and funny captions that people could write on those photos that it blew up and became this big thing. And, I think people were a little sad to really see the duo of Barack Obama and Joe Biden leave the White House, and people wanted there to be more there, and wanted to kind of relive some of those moments and just sort of all kind of hold hands and have those things together. And those sentiments have continued now with a new project that I just found out about this week that I want to tell you about, and that is called Barry and Joe, the animated series. Now, this was a Kickstarter that is now completed and got funded, so we can talk about this knowing that this is most likely a thing that is going to happen. And this is an animated series, a cartoon series, following the adventures of Barack Obama and Joe Biden, bromancing the universe as they try and save us from ourselves. That is the official tagline for Barry and Joe, the animated series. Now, if you're watching the YouTube version of Pretty Dece, you can see some of the images going on behind me, but this looks pretty ridiculous. So the story here is that Obama and Biden, after the Obama presidency ended, they were escorted to a secret lab, and they underwent some sort of procedure. And when they woke up, they found themselves in the bodies of their younger selves. So it's a young Barack Obama and a young Joe Biden. They are driven to find each other and change history for the better. And of course, while doing so, their guide is none other than Neil deGrasse Tyson, the actual Neil deGrasse Tyson. He is an augmented reality sort of steward of their journey that only the two of them can see and hear. So each episode will find them jumping through time, righting injustices, and trying to save history. The series is being created by Adam Reed, and the whole thing is big parody of Quantum Leap and a big parody of classic 80s TV shows and classic 80s cartoons. Trump will serve as kind of a faceless villain, so he's kind of the Dr. Claw of the series. And he laid out in the Kickstarter some dream casting, which I laughed at for a very long time. Of course, he wants Neil deGrasse Tyson to play himself as the role of Neil deGrasse Tyson. And then he has Jordan Peele picked out to play Obama. And of course, Chris Pratt as Joe Biden, which I think are both very inspired choices for these roles. Now, as I said, this did get funded for Kickstarter. The funding was for kind of not even the entire pilot, but for a very short sort of kind of proof of concept pilot. And the latest news on this particular project is that Conan O'Brien is on board. He's going to be executive producing the series, and they are working on a pitch and looking for a home for this series. So what network, what streaming service, whatever it's going to end up on. So it still seems like it's a long ways away from us actually getting to watch any episodes of Barry and Joe, but it's moving along, and it seems like the right people are getting involved. So certainly wild. It gave me a really good laugh today as I found out that this existed. So I just wanted to share this really hilarious thing with all of you. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure that you follow and like Pretty Dece on Facebook, facebook.com/PrettyDeceShow. Of course, follow me on Twitter at Pretty Dece Show there, and visit PrettyDeceShow.com. So I'll be back tomorrow for another daily episode. In the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you are listening or watching on so you never miss any of the content.